Hi, I'm Krista Smith, and I'm here at the Corner Booth, and today I have Antonio Banderas and Gary Oldman, and we're going to talk about their movie, The Laundromat.
Bribery, corruption, money laundering.
It all goes back to this law firm, Mossack Fonseca.
You guys playing the real-life characters who basically are the Panama Papers.
The characters, I remember just talking with Steven at the beginning, and I asked him, should I study the character, the personality of Ramon Fonseca, just try to do a portrait of him? He says, no. And so we started just building the characters in that way.
We are sort of mouthpieces, and we represent them, but it is not like a realistic, naturalistic portrayal. We're real and we're not.
Privacy is locking the bathroom door when you want to take a pee.
Secrecy, on the other hand, is locking the door because what you are doing in a bathroom isn't what people usually do.
It was going so far away in terms of doing a satire that at some point we thought, why don't we finish the movie singing a beautiful song to the audience,
Because we were wearing these outrageous costumes.
Yes.
We would walk on the set together and just idly between takes sing, fooling around. We've got the money, but we got the firm, and we thought, you know what? We could do a number together, with the top hat and the whole thing. And there was talk of it.
And in fact, I think in one shot, in one scene, we sang "Bring Me the Money" from 42nd Street.
Yeah, I think we did.
It must be somewhere there in the studio.
Wilmington, Delaware is home to 285,000 companies, and none of them are paying state taxes.
Well, what's genius about what Steven does here is he introduces this world that's like complicated and sophisticated and sexy and money and millionaires and billionaires, and then you don't think about it, but he boils it down to the one little tiny person on St. George Lake that it's going to affect.
That's the story? Empty shells? No. The story is somebody died, and somebody's making money from it. Maybe lots of people.
I remember there was a Twilight Zone where if you push this button, someone dies. You don't know who they're going to be, but you're going to get $50 million or something.
Because there are many different layers of behavior in the people that were actually between the 250,000, accounts in this firm of Mossack Fonseca. Now, some of those people that were criminals, literally trafficking with anything that you may imagine, drugs, you name it. There were many people there thinking that they were doing something absolutely legit. I know people that were in the Panama Papers and they said, I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, my lawyer said this is the way to do. And in fact, these guys that we represented in the movie, they are walking on the street. We are an instrument. We are just a tool. We just deal with money and with companies and with law.
I think it might be bad for us to do something like that.
Bad? Yeah, bad is... It's such a big word.
What did you learn from each other as actors? I mean, you're both so formidable and have incredible careers on either side.
I'm a big fan of him. From a long time ago, I've been following his movies. He's an actor that is totally believable, which for me is the ultimate thing, is just to be truthful. Working with him, it was actually easy. You expect always that there is going to be a lot of complication, but we had a lot of fun with the material. We laugh a lot, actually, when we were doing it. We were just looking at each other sometimes because the subject is so complicated, and we were just kind of, what are we saying?
I was just going to say, did you learn anything?
I'm not going to be doing my own tax returns anytime soon.
It's very complicated. You need help. And that help, if something goes wrong, you are guilty. And you may just be in front of a judge for a crime that you commit that you don't understand.
Looks like an 18 U.S. Code 1343, fraud.
All I did wrong was try and send money.
The responsibility at the end comes from the ones who make the laws. And the one who makes the laws are the politicians that are in power. That's the truth of the whole entire thing at the end.
It's incredible to watch how he layers the story from the inside out, connecting the dots all over the world.
And you said this thing that happened in Panama. There are thousands of companies like that operating all around the world as we talk.
We want to win. We want to be righteous. And we want to get ahead. Such is our struggle. At some point, you decide It might just be easier to save yourself.
When you're rehearsing that, because it's almost like a choreographed dance, and there's so much walking and talking, and there's so much dialogue.
Stay with us now. This is important.
How did you guys approach that individually and then approach it together?
We got together in Los Angeles, trying just to find the rhythm of what we had to say, which, as you say, it was a lot.
There was much more.
There was much more.
I mean, the dialogue, I was thinking about that because it's just a shot that you guys are just talking.
There were endless scenes like that.
Your advisor understands your concerns and suggests you set up an offshore company where your assets will be safe from scrutiny. And that's where we come in.
We may just hit some of those takes in 2 hours and everybody went home. It was what? Everybody went home by 12:30, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't want to do some coverage? No coverage. Everything that we did, practically everything was done in one shot. Never cover close-ups or coming to, so he was very fearless.
Is that maddening as an actor, or is it a relief?
No, it's terrific.
It's great, you get home very early. I think Steven was experimenting.
Someone asked me, they said, how does he direct? What's he like? How does he make the movie? And I said, it's like a sandbag in an apple box. I mean, he puts sort of like a sandbag on his shoulder and he holds the camera on that and he sits on an apple box and he does a couple of takes like this and he says, yeah, that was great. And then he moves around and before you know it.
What do all of those companies do?
Most of the time, we don't even know.
Thanks for coming by. It's great talking to you guys. It's a great, fun movie.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's a good
awesome.
guy.
First you must ask yourself, are you wealthy?